Hi there, this is Kim. Today I'm going to be using this adorable image called Emma and the Cake from Fresh She Said, and I will be coloring her in using Copic markers. I'm going to start by using E000, E51, and E53 to color her skin tone. I usually start with a lighter shade, and then I will add the medium shade, and then the darker shade would be my last. And then I will go back over with the medium shade and then the light shade to blend everything together. I don't really have any formal training with Copics. I just learn as I go. And sometimes, if I do make a mistake, I'll just use the colorless blender to kind of push the color back in. Sometimes it does take it out a little bit. But I just go for it and just figure out where I need my shading to be, and I just start coloring, and you'll see me layering the colored same colors um, in the same area a couple of times, because I feel that when I do that it saturates the paper and it brings out the coloring more and it makes it more vibrant. I am using RV10 to color her cheeks to give her a little bit of color around her face, and then I'm going back over it with the E000. For the cake, I'm going to be using a combination of yellow and very, very light violet to color the cake, the frosting, and the cake plate. To start with, I'm coloring the cake with the Y13, and I'm leaving the center white so that later on I can blend everything in and to add some highlight to the center. So once I go over the cake with the lightest yellow, then I start to add the medium shade to it, and then I'll go over it with a darker shade, which is Y35. And once I add Y35, I'll go back over it again with the Y15, and then I'll gradually pull the color in to the center, but still leaving it light. And so the Y13 would be my last color that I would use to go over the cake to blend everything together. So as you can see, um, I'm just keep adding the colors to give it depth and the shading that I want. I felt like I just wanted the candle to match, so I just added a couple of shades of yellow to the candle and the flame. So now I'm using RV10 to color the frosting, and I'm coloring everything in with a lighter shade, which is RV10, and then I'm taking the violet, I believe it's V01, and I'm adding it to the outer edges. It's a little bit darker than the RV10, so it does give it a little bit of shading. And the cake plate, I used the same color, and then I just blend it all together with the RV10. For her dress, I'm going to use V01, V12, V15, V17, and I'm starting out with a lighter shade as usual, which would be the V01, and I'm just using flicking motions to color the dress so that I can leave a bit of white towards the center, because that's where I want my highlights to be. And once I'm done with that, I went in and used V15 to add my medium shade, and then I just went over the edges of the dress with the V17, and then I go back in there and start using V15 to blend the darker color in, and then I'll go over again with the V12. So I'm using 3 or 4 colors at a time because I want to make sure that I blend the colors really well, but still have some shading to it. And right now I'm just going over the pleats with the V17, and just a little bit. I just wanted to add a little bit of color so you could see the pleats. And I'm still using the flicking motion. And then I'm going over it with V12 to blend the darker shade out. And I just keep going over that as many times as I need to blend everything together. Her sleeves, I'm starting out with V12 for her sleeve. No, no, that's V01. So I'm starting out with V01 for her sleeve, and then I'm slowly adding in the V12 and V17. And as you can see, I took the lid off of both ends of my V17 because it's just really saturated. It was really wet, and I had an issue before when I was coloring it because it's a very fairly new marker, and so I haven't used it a lot, and so it left a big blob on one of my images that I colored before. And so I didn't want that to happen again, so I pulled off both of the caps. And it's supposed to help so that it doesn't the color doesn't all concentrate on one end. I just don't know how, but it works, and I've never had a problem since then. For her apron, I'm using RV10 and V01 to color everything. And her shoes, I'm just using 2 shades of purple for her shoes. Actually, no, sorry about that. I'm using 3 shades of purple, so it's V01, V12, and V17. And then I'm going to go over everything with the V01 to blend everything together. For her hair, I'm using E00, E33, and E37. I'm starting out with the lighter shade on her hair, which is E00. I went over everything with E00, and then I'm just trying to decide where I want the darker colors to be, and I wanted to leave a little bit of highlight in her hair. So that's why you see there are some parts of it I did not go over her hair with the medium or the darker shade. And I just keep going from light, medium to dark to shade her hair. And it takes a little bit of time for her hair, but I just want to make sure that I get that highlight in the center and that the top of her hair would get the darker color. And so just keep going over it until you get to where you want your colors to be, because I'm still learning how to do hair, and sometimes it's hit or miss, but I figure if I keep going over it with these 3 shades that eventually it's going to work out. And as you can see, I just keep on shading it to get to where I want it to be. And I'm moving the paper around just so that it's easier for me to color. Once I'm done with all that, I'm going to use the Nestabilities Labels 18 shape. I'm using the largest shape to cut her out. And once I'm done with that, I decided I wanted to use the Oh Happy Day from Lawn Fawn. The stamp set is called Gingham Backdrop, and I stamped that on. The paper is 4 1/4 by 5/8, and then I just cut the banner out, and I added foam tape to give it some dimension. Once I was done with that, I felt like it needed some color for the background, and this is supposed to be a clean and simple card, so I didn't want to add too much color, so I'm just going over it with little dots of yellow and purple, just lightly for the background so that you can still see lots of white. And then I also added the foam tape to the sentiment and added on to the bottom of the die cut shape. And that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and there's more details on the blog, and I will see you next time.